If you think your beverage distributor is going to build your brand and take you to the highest heights, stop watching this video. Don't go any further. So many beverage brands are hell bent on having distribution, but let me paint this picture for you. Imagine there's two houses that hit the market. One of those houses has a cracked foundation, needs a new roof, the kitchen's from like 1943, and the entire house needs a paint job. Then you have a second house that's got a gorgeous kitchen, plenty of bedrooms, brand new paint. It's staged beautifully. Which house gets more offers? Of course, the new house, the ready to go house, the house that has proven demand. And distribution is the same way. Have distributors coming after you. Don't be the one that's begging a distributor, hey, check my brand out. Let me tell you why my brand's so great. Prove why your brand is so great. There's so many benefits to self-distribution as a launching beverage brand. To gain notoriety, learn the obstacles that you're going to have to face, and prove the velocity that you need to be a successful business in the beverage world. Don't chase the person that you want to date. Be the person that everyone wants to date. Same is true with distribution in the beverage world. By creating velocity, reorders, demand for your product, distributors will be knocking down your door to deliver the product. Once a distributor begins to see your product on the shelf and realizes that there's some velocity, realizes in talking to their retailers that they're buying your product, they enjoy your product, they sell and get a good margin on your product, they're going to want to add it to their deliveries. They're going to want to add it to their trucks. Begin with sales, begin with self-distribution, and create a footprint and a velocity of a certain amount of cases in that territory where now we can say, hey, listen, we're selling 50,000 cases annually in this territory of this specific beverage. We'd love to have somebody do it for us because we'd like to focus on yet another territory. So looking at it from the standpoint of raising capital, taking the work effort and transitioning it into working capital for expansion is probably the single best idea from self-distribution. Not only are we learning all the bumps and hiccups that happen with getting our beverage into the market, into the hands of retailers, understanding consumer philosophy surrounding our product. How do they buy? What are they looking for? What features do they enjoy from our product? Why do they reorder? Having all of those things and all of that understanding to utilize helps us make better decisions in all of the markets that we serve, but additionally creates demand. And we have a great understanding for that. That's now a sellable product. What do I mean by that? A distributor that now has interest in us because we do have a velocity as a beverage brand in their territory understands a couple things. They understand that you're already selling the beverage in their territory, so they can simply add it to their truck. They're already stopping at those retailers anyway. And when they do, they have the advantage of dropping off your cases with all of the other cases that they're dropping off to that retailer. They're adding to their bottom line. And that's beneficial to them. They will pay for that. I think a lot of founders look at it as, well, if I have a distributor, then basically I make the product and hand it off and then I'm done. No, 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 no. You are not. You're still very responsible for ensuring that the marketplace knows what your beverage is all about, whether it be advertisement on television, radio, film, print. You're going to co-op that advertising in that market with your distributor. You're still going to have to market and you're still going to have to sell. You're just going to be taking less off of the total margin that you had before. When it comes down to what you build as a self-distributor, I found in a couple challenges with changing from self-distribution to full distribution with a distributor is finding a partner that could convey that same level of quality and customer service that we were offering our customers as a self-distributor was very difficult to do. Distributors are logistics companies, essentially. They have the drivers, they have the trucks, they have the warehousing, they have the loading, they have the billing, customer service, depending on the product and who the other vendors, who the other brands are, will carry different weight within a specific distributor. I think that's one of the most important features to who you choose. How are they going to bring your brand to market? Where are you going to fall in the landscape of the brands that they're already delivering? And here's an important question to ask any potential distributor. Not only why are you looking at me and what do you think makes the right fit for a partner, But who else are you looking at? And who can we assume is coming into the lineup sooner than later? What are you ultimately looking to do? Are you looking to keep only a certain number of energy drinks? Are you looking to keep only a certain number of functional beverages? Are you willing to take as many people as you can get onto your truck so that you maximize stops? Or do you have an understanding for building the beverage line for each particular brand? And are you putting a lot of effort into that? I can't emphasize enough the fact that being able to self distribute, creating the demand, creating value based off of the amount of cases that you're selling within that territory over a specific amount of time, notating that and keeping the framework so that when a distributor does come knocking, and we want them knocking, we don't want to go and talk to a distributor and say, hey, do you want to sell my beverage? You want that distributor coming to you and being like, I can't continue on without your beverage. That's where you get into a position where you now have leverage and you can earn capital that will help infuse the growth of your business or pay a dividend finally for all of the hard work that you've done. My name's Mike and I operate the Brewery Doctor. We're a consulting firm for beverage companies, whether you're launching, scaling, you've been in the business for a while looking for equipment, or you're just looking for a second set of eyes to get an idea and change the way that you're thinking now. Give us a call, send us a DM. If you like the content that we have on this channel, I highly suggest that you subscribe, hit that subscribe button, leave us a comment with questions. If you want to have a quick conversation about self-distribution versus distribution, what are the things that I need to look for? Take our free assessment. It's available in the link below. That assessment will point out the areas where you may need to do a little more due diligence before you get into your launch, or even if you've launched already, the areas where you may need to look before you go into the next step of distribution. Whether you choose self-distribution or distribution, I would thoroughly explore all the options before you choose either one. Don't just go with distribution because you know some guy that drove a beer truck for the last 10 years. Really take a look at what do you have to lose? How much money goes out the door with the next decision that I make? Thanks. I'm Mike. I'm the Brewery Doctor. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.